Guys, all right, so we just dropped off the car and now we're taking the scooter home. I guess I want to just say a couple of things about owning an Apollo scooter for the last year, because it is the anniversary. I'm almost at 2,000 kilometers on this thing. I'm shy of, probably at the end of this ride, I'll be shy a few kilometers. Oh, I must have, there we go. Sorry, yeah, I was on eco mode there, so I was going a little slower than I wanted to. Yeah, almost a year. It's actually anniversary. On the 25th I received my unit and I was out riding by the 26th. So it's a year. It's been a year. 2,000 kilometers. I would have had more if I hadn't gone the Phantom. Probably around 3,000 kilometers on this thing if I hadn't got the Phantom, but the Phantom's been tagging in these last couple of months when we got it back in April. So it's been tagging in, doing some work for me too, alongside the Ghost. Tell you, this thing is a beast, guys. I've gotten in an accident in this thing. I had a slider, so it protected the frame. This thing is a beast. I know some of you guys say, well, it's not Apollo, it's a VDM. You know what? VDM doesn't have the same stem as this one does. Everybody's gotta know that there's a difference between this and the VDM. This is not a VDM. This is a Ghost. This is an Apollo Ghost. You know, people will say, oh, you can just get a Ghost, get it from Titan. Well, yeah, you could. You could get a variation of what this thing is, and it's not a Ghost. You get it, it's not a Ghost. It's not from Apollo. You buy it from Titan. Do you get the service? No, you don't get the service from Apollo. You get the service from Titan. And that's a chance that you take when you buy directly from China. Now, why did I buy from Apollo? Well, because from the things I read prior to purchasing it, they had great service. They had stellar service. Yes, like everybody else, they have problems. They're not 100%. They're not perfect like any other company out there, but they're not perfect. But you know what? The time that I've owned my Ghost, my Apollo Ghost 2022, I've had no problems with Apollo giving me a hand, making sure that I was taken care of. Hey, there was no tubes. There was no tubes in the package. I asked them, hey, I didn't get my tubes. Do I get my tubes? And you know what? They said, no, it's on its way. I was missing a small screw for the ignition set that tightens it onto the unit. So they sent that out too with the tires. Every time I have called out to them, they have helped me. They have never ever failed to get back to me. And what was my expectation? Well, one email a day is good, checking in on me. If they have no new answers, then there's no new email. That just makes sense. If there's no new answer, there's no new answer, right? What I don't understand is why some people have expectations that Apollo should get back to you every single day with an issue. You know, if they did that for the hundreds or thousands of people that they need to communicate with to translate a problem, it would just be endless work, right? So if you have a query and they answer it once and they don't have a new answer for you because you think you should have a different answer every day, I've never worked in a service industry where we have to give you an answer, the same answer every day until we solve your problem. There's no industry in the world that works that way. Yes, you can query each day, you can email each day, you can ask each day, hey, how's my problem going? But if there's no new answer from the previous answer they've given you the previous days, or 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, a week ago, maybe a week is too much, but I mean, if there's no answer within the 3 days, do you really think your expectation of receiving some sort of communication is warranted, that, you know, well, I should get an email if there's no, even if there's no new answer. I don't think so. I don't think that's valid. I don't think that should be, it shouldn't be expected. But hey, my expectation is different from some other people. But the bottom line is, the Ghost has been a beast for me. Flat tires, those are the things that people talk about all the, oh, flat tires, flat tires. You know what? Have never had issues. I'm riding on the sidewalk now because I'm trying to do a video. I don't usually ride the sidewalk, but I might get a little distracted. So this is it, guys. Tires. I never had issues with my tires. These are now actually the Phantom tires. I took the Phantom tires off and put them on this one. Never had issues. So flat tires on this guy in 2,000 kilometers twice. One induced, and one I do believe, because the one that I had on there on the back was a repair tube. Thank you. Was a repaired tube. And from that first flat that I got was a repaired tube, repaired tube from the first flat I got. And so I don't know if I want to count that, but it's counted. In the 2,000 kilometers I've owned this particular unit, on this guy, yeah, this has been a stellar machine. Again, Apollo has never failed me on service. Cons. Do I have any cons owning this thing? No, I don't have any cons. Yeah, no cons. Absolutely no cons. Everything is, again, has been wonderful with this piece of machinery. And it's just, you know, it's hard when I see people complaining how bad Apollo is. I don't experience that, unfortunately. I've never experienced it. And that's why it's hard for me to believe that it can be that bad for some people, but I think it's more of expectation. You know, when you expect, when you put yourself into a circle of expectations and expect that you should get this service, because you shelled out for that amount of money. Guys, this is a new industry. This is something that is just opening up around the world. I mean, you know, yes, you know, a company that's growing is going to have growing pains, but like every other company, go ahead, like every other company, that happens. Growing pains happen. And, you know, people badmouth Apollo. I have to defend it. I just have to defend it. Again, I've had no issues with this machine. I've loved it from day one, from get-go. And anything that it's failed, it's because I fiddled around with it. Oh, I guess some people will say, well, you know, it should come out perfect from the... No, they can't tighten every bolt and everything on this thing, because of the way they have to ship it. And it will shake. If they were to tighten everything down through shipping, what would happen is, because it's so tight and there's no movement allowed, you can actually wreck the units, right? You can actually wreck the units and shake the units badly enough that the screws will actually get damaged. And I think that's what happens sometimes with some of these units, as they are over wrenched, and they, I mean, like even in the motors, it happens. But yeah, guys, Apollo scooters, man. Ghost, VDM10, whatever you want to call it. Great machine. Company Apollo, even better, guys. Even better. If you haven't gotten one yet, Any scooter, guys, any scooter, get yourself a scooter. And if you have doubts about Apollo, guys, just like if you live in Canada, grab yourself an Apollo. If you live, you know, in another part of the world, have a look around. I mean, that was maybe that's one of the first, that's maybe something else I should add is look for the company that can service your area. Look for a company that will help you in your area. All right, and I'm not saying every company is going to be the same. Not going to be one company is going to be better than the other. My experience with Apollo has been stellar. I chose them because they're a Canadian company. I'm Canadian. I live in Canada. I'm literally, you know, 30 minutes from their warehouse here in BC. This is a great company, guys. It's a great company. Great rides that they've made. And if you haven't picked one up yet, you guys should pick one up, okay? Because scooters literally are the future, okay? And you need to get yourself one, whether it'll be a City, you know, City Pro, Phantom, their Apollo Pro. You guys got to grab yourself one. All right, guys. Again, almost 2,000 kilometers in a year on my Ghost. No regrets. Really no cons. I really can't fault anything on this machine. Yeah, it's my first scooter. I love it. Thank you, Apollo, for providing me with a machine and providing me for the last year with the service that you have. And I hope that I hope you guys grow and continue into the next few years as the good company that you are. And I know you guys aren't perfect. I know that for a fact because there's valid complaints out there versus invalid complaints. There's, you know, but yeah, thank you for providing me the Ghost. Oh, and guys, you know what? This just adds to the fact how good Apollo is on service. They help me heal or make sure that my Phantom, which was a rescue, was in good condition to be ridden, and they gave me a discount on parts. So that's how good they are. Thank you, Apollo, again.